students, welcome to the class. Today we'll discuss about the menstrual cycle. Menstrual cycle is the reproductive cycle of women which starts from menarche. Menarche is the age of puberty and it ends with menopause. Okay, and this menstrual cycle, it is maintained by 4 different phases. Okay, so let's have a look in a very detail what are the hormones which control the menstrual cycle and what occurs during the menstrual cycle, what is the period of lasting of this menstrual cycle, all these things. Let's have a look. See, menstrual cycle, it starts with the menarche. Menarche is the age of attaining sexual maturity or puberty in females, and it starts with the age of 12 to 13 years. Okay, menarche is the first menses. Then menopause. Menopause, it is the last menses which occur at the age of 42 to 45 years of age. Okay, so this is the reproductive age of the females, within which there occurs what? Ovulation. Ovulation means what? Release of ovum from the ovary into oviduct, and if the ovum is fertilized, then pregnancy occurs, and if the ovum is not fertilized, then along with the unfertilized ovum, the uterine endometrium, which is thickened due to the action of progesterone hormone, this uterine lining, it is slugged off, means along with the mucus, blood and unfertilized ovum and tissue debris. This release of all these things through the female genitalia is called menstruation. Okay, and this menstrual cycle, it is divided into 4 different phases. Here menstrual phase is the first phase, and this menstrual cycle, it lasts for 28 days, and out of the 28 days, this 28 days of time, it has been divided into 4 different phases. The first phase is menstrual phase, which starts from the 1st to 5th day. This is the menstruation or menstrual phase, where there occurs bleeding through the external genitalia, along with what? Along with the unfertilized ovum, along with the tissue debris, along with the mucus, because there occurs slugging off of uterine endometrium because of unfertilization of the ovum. At the end of this month, each month it occurs menstruation or menstrual phase. It starts from the 1st day and it occurs, means it lasts up to the 5th day of menstruation. Then second phase is post-menstrual phase or proliferation phase. What occurs exactly in this phase? See here, this is the endometrial lining of uterus as shown here. This diagram indicates very clearly different phases of the menstrual cycle. This one, it indicates uterine events. This one, it indicates the ovarian hormonal level during the menstrual period, and this is the ovarian events, what occurs in the ovary, and this is pituitary hormonal level. Okay, so 4 different parts are there in this diagram indicating the different phases, 4 different phases of menstrual cycle. So in the second phase, what occurs? This is the post-menstrual phase, means what? After menses, after the menstruation is over, it starts from the 6th day and it lasts up to 13th day. Okay, and this phase is also known as proliferation phase. Why? Because there occurs again proliferation of the uterine endometrium. The uterine endometrium undergoes repair, and there occurs again what? Uterine endometrium repairing, and this repairing, it is done by the action of the hormone estrogen. Estrogen hormones are produced by the ovarian follicles. Ovarian follicles, they secrete this estrogen hormone by the influence of another hormone which is secreted from pituitary, that is FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Okay, so inside ovary, during this proliferation phase, what occurs? Inside ovary, there occurs again proliferation of the ovarian follicles. The ovarian follicles, they gradually mature from the primary follicle to secondary follicle, secondary to tertiary follicle, and they mature to form the Graafian follicles with a fluid filled cavity called antrum. And the Graafian follicle, inside the Graafian follicle, the primary oocyte, it undergoes meiosis 1 forming the secondary oocyte and first polar body, and similarly meiosis 2 occurs resulting in the formation of ovum. So all these things there occurs in the ovary, that is the proliferation of the ovarian follicles, maturation of ovarian follicles, and formation of ovum inside the Graafian follicle. And likewise in the uterine lining, what happens? The uterine endometrium, it again it undergoes repairing. Okay, so this is the proliferative phase or post-menstrual phase, which starts from the 6th day and lasts up to 13th day of menstruation. Then 3 it is the ovulation, or it is called LH surge. Ovulation or LH surge, what it is exactly? When the ovum is produced, when the ovum is produced, it is released out of the ovary into oviduct. This process of release of ovum from ovary into oviduct is called ovulation, and it is also known as LH surge. LH surge, why? Because it is influenced by the hormone, luteinizing hormone, LH. LH is one of the hormone of pituitary. So this ovulation, it occurs on 14th day of menstruation. Then fourth is post-ovulatory phase, or it is called premenstrual phase. The post-ovulatory phase or premenstrual phase are also known as luteal phase. So what happens here? After ovulation, as the egg or ovum, it is released from the ovary to oviduct. The Graafian follicle, it is having the rest of the granulosa cells. These all mass of granulosa cells which are present back in the ovary, these granulosa cells, they change into a glandular mass of tissue, and this is called corpus luteum. This corpus luteum, it produces the hormone progesterone by the influence of the pituitary hormone LH. Okay, so LH or luteinizing hormone. So this after this ovulation in the fourth phase, this is called post-ovulatory phase or premenstrual phase or luteal phase, because corpus luteum is formed in this phase. And as there occurs synthesis or production of progesterone hormone in large amount from the corpus luteum, so progesterone hormone's role is again to thicken the uterine endometrium. So uterine endometrium, it is thickened again after the ovulation, because ovum is already there in the oviduct. If there occurs fertilization of the ovum, then there will be starting of the pregnancy, and the fertilized egg or zygote, it will descend down and will attach to the wall of uterus. So if this uterine lining, it is thickened, it is maintained, then there will be proper attachment or implantation of the embryo. So just for proper implantation, again the uterine wall, it is thickened, and it occurs during this fourth phase. And if fertilization doesn't occur, then again the menstrual phase starts. The first phase again starts by 28th day. So this phase, it starts from the 15th day and it lasts up to 28th day. Okay, so let's come to the diagram now. See here, pituitary hormone, this is the FSH or follicle stimulating hormone, which controls the production of estrogen from the ovarian follicles. And this FSH, it stimulates oogenesis inside the ovary. And this is the LH hormone. This LH hormone is luteinizing hormone, which causes LH surge or ovulation, due to which corpus luteum is produced and there occurs production of progesterone hormone. Then it is the ovarian events. What occurs? See here, this is the first phase. First phase from the 1 to 5th day. First phase means the menstrual phase. Then second phase, it is the proliferative phase. See, in the proliferative phase, what happens? These are the primary follicles which change gradually, surrounded by many more granulosa cells forming the secondary follicles, then tertiary follicles, and this is the Graafian follicle. So this is the developmental stage of the follicles, ovarian follicles inside ovary. And this is the primary oocyte present inside the Graafian follicle. And next, what happens on the ovulation day? This primary oocyte undergoes meiosis 1 to produce the secondary oocyte. And in case of human, the secondary oocyte itself is released into oviduct. And in other vertebrates, the ovum itself is released from ovary to oviduct. So this release process is called ovulation, and it is caused by the hormone LH. So this is called LH surge or ovulation, which occurs on the 14th day of menstruation. After this ovulation, the yellow mass, glandular mass, which is produced by this rest of the granulosa cells, it is called corpus luteum, which produces the progesterone hormone. So in the first phase up to ovulation, the estrogen level is very high, and in the second phase after ovulation, the progesterone level is very high, and these estrogen and progesterone hormones are produced by the ovary. So this is the ovarian hormonal level. Then come to this, again this corpus luteum, it gradually degenerates, forming the corpus albicans if the ovum is not fertilized. So this corpus albicans, it remains as a scar in the uterus, in the ovary. It remains as a scar in the ovary. Okay, and come to this one. This is the endometrial lining of uterus, which changes during the menstrual phase. See, this is the first phase. There occurs menses. Again, this is the second phase or proliferative phase, means there occurs thickening of the uterine endometrium gradually, and there occurs ovulation. Again, ovulation means release of egg, thereafter formation of corpus luteum. So this corpus luteum, it will produce more and more amount of progesterone, due to which there occurs thickening of the uterine endometrium again, and if the egg is not fertilized, there occurs again starting of the menstruation. So this is all about the diagrammatic representation of menstrual cycle. Okay, so menstrual cycle, it is completed in 4 phases, and this is the complete diagrammatic representation. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe my channel for the upcoming videos. Thank you.